And let's just be honest, we're just kind of lazy and we don't, get on here as much as we probably should. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the No Sauce Podcast with Kyle and John. We are back at it. It has been, I didn't actually get a look. It's been a few weeks because we've been busy. The summer is crazy. John's been in Minnesota. I went to Chicago. And let's just be honest, we're just kind of lazy and we don't, get on here as much as we probably should with our content. Let's call a spade, right? I believe the last time we recorded was, it doesn't give me the date. It doesn't give me the date.
It's been a few weeks.
It has been. Why doesn't it give me the date? Oh no. We published it on July 1st. So it's been almost a month since our last episode. That's a little
we are on top of it, man.
Yeah, we're really not. We're really not.
No.
So yeah, good times, but glad you're here. Hit the subscribe button. We need more subscribers, so subscribe. You watch these, I know you do, so hit the subscribe button. That's all we want. It's just a subscription. It's cool. Just and give it a like so that you follow it and you see our content when it comes up.
We're done here. Give it a thumbs up too. Like the video, give it one of these. Not this, but if it is this, I mean, you can be truthful, but like, hopefully it's this.
Yeah, usually.
Hopefully it's a good video.
Yeah. So as you've seen, I've posted some fun videos recently from miking up Tua in the softball tournament, and I posted my 9 seconds of fireworks from the Eagle Mountain Fireworks Show on July 4th. So always good time, but we need more content. We need much more content.
I gotta start, like, today I just got off the golf course. Had a number of great shots. I just gotta start like recording,
It's not the great shots that we want. It's the bad shots. And
well, there's those too. The content shots, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what was it, would have been hole 6, no, hole 7. Pulled my drive and hit the gutter of a house. Just a good old nice nasty hook. Boom. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you guys just play 9 holes?
Yeah, just 9 holes.
Yeah.
It only took us like 2.5 hours.
Yeah. We were about the same. I played 9 holes last Monday. Excuse me, last Monday. And it took about 2 hours, but we had slow groups in front of us, so we kind of had to pace ourselves. So, yeah. Is it the Ranches golf course?
Yeah.
How are the greens? Still dry as all can be, and they still got all the divots from the where the balls sit on them.
Yeah. So everything is dry. Yep. The greens are all dented because nobody apparently owns a divot repair tool.
Yep.
And I think like a month or so ago they were punched, and because they haven't really been watered all that well, they're still dry and they still have the little stamps and stuff. So yeah.
Pretty bad. Well, good times. Did you shoot it well? You said you shot it pretty good.
Yeah. I gotta look back. I think it was 5 or 6 over. A couple holes I imploded. I had like double or triple on, but a lot of pars. I had a birdie. I had about 2 or 3 other birdie putt looks that I just couldn't drop the putt. So I got to work on that. But
gotta be better.
The driver was great. My 3-wood hit it really well today. Wedges were on fire. It was kind of like the low irons, 8, 9, and pitching wedge just struggled a bit today.
Yeah.
But high irons were great. Hit a couple of really good, 4 and 5 irons that I was pretty impressed with today. So
nice. So you didn't comment. I put a little background here instead of having my installation and my framing showing in the background a little bit. And they won today, so it even fits it even more.
Oh, that's so awesome! Yeah, go Cubs! Cubs! Go ahead and win the easiest division in all of baseball.
Well, they're a game back now of the Brewers because they lost 2 of 3 this week so far. So in a big series up in Milwaukee. So they didn't hit it real well in the first 2 games. It finally came alive today, but they They haven't played well since the All-Star break, although they did win the 2 games that Heather and I went to. So that was fun.
Against the Red Sox, who are on fire this year.
Well, they had won 10 straight up to that point. So shut up. Like, be quiet. Like, knock it off.
Just
Speaking
messing,
of which,
man.
you might not have seen the news because you were on the golf course. Your boy Ohtani left the
With a
game.
lower body, back strain or something like that.
Yeah, he didn't look comfortable at all when they were showing the 6 pitches that he threw before he came out. So,
Yep.
that'll be interesting to keep an eye on.
Yeah, it will be.
Do you think
Yeah, it
they
will be.
finally shut him down from pitching though, and just say, "Look, you're just going to be a hitter like that? That's it." Because like you can't run that risk where you've paid, or you're going to pay this guy so much money to not have him on the field, right?
Yeah, I mean, but you also paid so much money not to just have him hit, but also to do other things.
Did
So
they pay for him to pitch, or did they pay for him just to be in their leadoff guy?
I don't know. I
That's
don't
the
know.
big question. What did you pay him for?
I wasn't there, so I couldn't tell you, but
Whatever. You're the insider. You got to know this stuff.
I should, right? Yeah, no, 100%. They paid him. They paid him monies to to do things. So, well, we'll see. I love him as a hitter. We definitely need his stick in the lineup, and I think if it comes down to it, yes, they should shut him down. Um, trade deadline's approaching, right? So if
Yeah.
we can find another starter, maybe a middle reliever, that'll help ease the tensions. Because right now he's pitching only a couple innings, maybe. Like really, just bring in a middle reliever that can start, go 2 or 3 innings, and then pass it off to somebody else, or have somebody else take over the 1 to 2 innings. That I don't know. I get the strategy, but I don't like it. I've seen a lot of managers over the last few years where they'll put a starter in who's really kind of a middle reliever, short reliever to go 1 to 2 innings, and then boom, bring in somebody else to throw another 2, 3, 4 innings. And I don't know. I just love a good dominant starting pitcher that'll go out, throw 7, 8, even 9 innings,
And
rather than this 4.5, 5 innings.
You've
Crap.
seen this in Major League Baseball. How much in the last 4 or 5 years?
Not a lot. Not a lot. And I
They
get
don't
it.
develop starting pitchers anymore.
No, they don't. No, they don't. I was actually asked the question, and I'll pose the question to you. Um, a- and maybe it was no, I think it was my kid that asked me. He's like, if you were to put your all-time lineup together, all time, who are you taking and in what spot? And so my question to you is, who are your top 5 starting pitchers, or what's your pitching rotation like, including maybe a reliever and a closer or 2 closers, whatever, all time?
Wow, that's a loaded question. Give me Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson, Greg
Mhm.
Maddux,
Okay.
Mark Mulder in his heyday, Felix Hernandez. So those are my 5 starters right there because I have a mix of lefty, righty, and hard throwers, and guys that can mix it up. So those are my 5. I don't know about middle relief because I don't really pay attention to the whole middle relief situation. There's so many guys that could fit in there. Closer wise, obviously it's Mariano is one of them, and what? I throw Roy Halladay on my starters, just because that guy could throw for innings for days. Like he was just so good. But closers, oof. I know people will say, "Why not Nolan Ryan?" Well, I mean, I could throw him, but there's so many. You're saying all time, like these are just guys that
Mhm.
I got to see, growing up. But Mariano's one of my closers. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna go with no, because there's 2 that I could go with here. Either Trevor Hoffman or
Mhm.
Billy Wagner, who was just elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I love Billy Wagner because he wasn't a high draft pick. He was just a 5'9", maybe 5'10" at that on a good day, that threw gas and closed out games for the Astros his whole career. So those are kind of my 8 pitchers that I have, but like middle relief, I didn't really pay attention back in the day, so it's like it's hard to
Yeah.
really look at that.
I'll be honest, I didn't really have an answer for that either. But
Yeah, but the starting pitchers, it's just so interesting how it's changed since maybe the mid 2000s, where there's so much more emphasis on velocity and power
yeah,
than there is on pitching. Like some guys still have it. Like that's why Verlander, even though he's struggling right now with the Giants, um, Clayton Kershaw, that's why he's been able to pitch so.
Scherzer.
Max Scherzer, yeah, Jacob deGrom, even though
Yeah,
he's been hurt a lot. But those are guys that can go long innings because they pitch. They throw hard, but they pitch too, right?
yeah.
And too many guys are just maybe 2-3 pitches, and that's all it is gas. And that's, I don't know. I just, obviously the increase in Tommy John surgeries has gone way up. The use of analytics, where a guy is getting into the third time through the order, now we have to take him out and bring in a bullpen guy, right? It's like
Yeah.
I'll go back to the 2016 Game 7 World Series, right? Kyle Hendricks was dealing like he was the doctor. That was the night. He was the doctor. And he had shut down your Dodgers in the NLCS too. Like he was
Yep.
on point. And I think he was at like 72 pitches. And they were starting through the third time through the Indians were starting through because they were the Indians at the time. Is that right? Yeah, they were the Indians at the time. They were starting through their third, time through the lineup. Joe Madden goes and brings in John Lester from the bullpen, who's not a bullpen guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets the Indians right back in the game. Like, why? Let Kyle Hendricks keep dealing. If you can feel that he's losing control, then you can pull him. But like, let him keep going. And it almost cost the Cubs the World Series that year because Lester didn't pitch great, gave up some runs and so forth. And then they had to bring in Chapman early because they were just fearful. And Chapman had to pitch more than he was used to. And he gives up that game-tying home run to Rajai Davis, in the bottom of the 8th. And it's like, oh, my gosh, here we go again. And then we don't have him to close in the 10th inning, when the Cubs do take the lead. I don't know. I'm not a major league manager. I don't get paid the big bucks. But I feel there's such a lack of emphasis on developing starting pitchers these days to go longer than 6 or even into the 7th inning, that it's just crazy. And a lot of that is the emphasis on arm angle, on velocity, on power over being a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, and that's where I struggled, putting the list together because, what I said to my kid when he asked me is, and this is a hot take, so cue the warning. If when we go to post this, if you can put fun little warning signs all over the screen, okay? It's a hot take. There are a lot of Hall of Famers, Hall of Fame batters, Hall of Fame pitchers that if they were playing nowadays would get eaten alive. There are very few that I honestly think could compete with the average baseball team today, just because of being bigger, stronger. I mean, again, a lot of the analytics, it's a lot easier to jump into that and make tweaks and fix this and that, right? But to your point, though, even in the steroid era, you have somebody like Greg Maddux that wasn't breaking 90, but he could paint. He could, and I don't remember if you saw I don't know, maybe a year or two back, there was a video that talked about how Greg Maddux would essentially call his pitch based on how he caught the ball back from the catcher. Like he would catch it up against his body if he was going to pitch something, the
yeah,
next or
yeah.
away from it. Like and there was no signs given. Like he was calling the game, just going that route,
Well,
and there was a just a different mentality. It was like a professor playing the game of baseball.
do
You know,
you
it's like, go
do you
ahead.
remember the clip in that same video? I think we're on the same video here, where they were talking to him and I think it was Eddie Perez,
Hmm.
where they were playing the Astros in a regular season game, and he was pitching to Jeff Bagwell.
Yep.
And he told Eddie Perez, he's like, I'm going to pitch him this way because we're going to see him in the playoffs later on. I'm going to strike him out on that same pitch or this, we're going to go this way. So he
Yep.
gives up a home run, doesn't even think about it, just gives up a home run.
So
And
that
then
later down the road.
later in the playoffs, he struck him out, because
Yep.
he knew what he was looking for. And that does, I don't know if that happens in Major League Baseball anymore, but pitchers, I feel like don't do that in Major League Baseball. There's only a few,
You
whether
know,
that's
because they want to win
Verlander,
every single at bat.
Scherzer, Jacob
Hmm.
DeGrom, maybe even a Chris Sale might say those kind of things. But pitchers coming up nowadays, they have no clue in that regard. Like
Yep.
that's just my personal opinion. Like Clayton Kershaw, like when he was pitching in the All-Star game, when he's mic'd up and he's just telling, I'm just going to throw cheese here and I'm going to go do this. And like, these are guys that know how to pitch. They don't just go up
Yep.
and throw.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know that. Yeah, it's fascinating. You're right. The game has changed. Like I get
Yep.
that, and maybe they wouldn't, but I still think the difference in the approach where these guys can pitch versus these hitters that are just looking for gas because that's
Yeah.
all that's coming at them. Like I think it'd be a very interesting what I want to say contests or contrast and styles going up against each other if that was ever the case. So
Well, it's the similar discussion of like, okay, who's better? You know,
yeah,
Michael Jordan or LeBron or Kobe. You know, like in their prime, if they were to play each other, I would love to see it.
yep.
You know, but I think in baseball, just overall, again, this is nothing against, like the Ted Williams, the Mickey Mantles, all them. Think there's a I think based on how hard people are throwing nowadays and the velocity, the movement, I would be very interested to see how
But
the game's
here's
played.
the thing. Here's the thing. We don't have all the camera angles. We don't have all the radar guns. We don't have
Mm.
all the analytics from those days. So
Yeah,
we have no clue how hard they were throwing or how, much movement on their pitches there were. I mean, could you imagine if we took one of those pitchers from back in the day and put him behind, put it into an algorithm type computer and said, show us the movement and the velocity? That would be interesting to see if somebody could ever do that and compare that. But I don't think they can because the type of cameras are different nowadays than they were back then. So it's like you said,
yeah,
we'll never know because different eras, and the game changes, and it's just fun to see how it changes. But it's also frustrating when you see an Otani who probably should have been their closer rather than bringing him back as kind of a starter,
yeah.
and who can play both ways. It's just I don't know. I like pitchers that can go 7-8 innings, but we just don't see it very much anymore, and that's kind of disappointing because I don't want to see pitching changes every single inning. Like that's annoying.
Agreed.
And then we have bullpen days. I don't know if we ever had that back in the 90s and the early 2000s. Like I don't remember bullpen days. I remember they had 5 starters and every 5th day you pitched, and if they needed another starter or a starter needed a rest, they had a guy that could start and go 6 or 7 innings, like a
Yeah.
long reliever type deal. Like
Well, I loved the the Kurt Schilling, type World Series where he's pitching game one, then game four, and then coming in relief in game seven.
yeah.
Or even, it's just like that's the longevity and like the true measure, in my opinion, of an elite pitcher, right? It's not this, pampered, um I mean, for lack of better, a pampered baby that like has to have his 3 days or 5 days of rest, and
Yeah.
he has to do this, and I know like the Trevor Bowers out there, like he documents it, exactly like, hey, I'm pitching him 5 days. This is what I'm gonna do. I get that, and I'm sure that like if he were in a World Series, he'd probably make some adjustments and stuff. But like there is part of me that the game has become too analytical.
Yeah.
That if this
Yep.
and this and this don't line up, then I'm going to be a horrible pitcher. Well, grit, determination, grow a pair and go get out there and do what your team needs to do. Your team needs you to throw 7.5, 8 innings today, not 6 innings. Oh, well, we got to use it 110 pitches. We got to just shut them down. Dude, we got 7, 8-year-old kids out here throwing 137 pitches on a weekend tournament. That's asinine. It's ridiculous, but they're doing it. Why can't you?
Yep.
So, anyways,
No, it's good.
how's the rest of your Chicago trip?
It's good.
Did you get your Giordano's?
Yeah, we did. Wasn't great.
Exactly. Wasn't great.
It was okay. But we went to a pizza place on the Saturday right before the game because it was a night game. We met up with my cousin Larry and his buddy, and they wanted to go to this Demo's Pizza. That's on. It's right by. It's over in Wrigleyville, right?
Yep.
And it's one of those. It's kind of like a Sbarro's, but it's better. Like the pizza's better. Where they cook up a pizza, put it out there. You can buy by the slice, and stuff like that, and they warm it up. When you choose what slice you want. But we got an entire pizza because there was me, Heather, and Larry and his buddy, and it was fantastic. Like it wasn't. There wasn't. It wasn't a deep dish pizza. It was kind of like a thin crust New York style type pizza, right?
So it's more of a doughy crust than like the kind of
No,
crackery
it wasn't even a
type
doughy
crust.
crust. It was like that. You know how you talk about when you see Dave Portnoy doing his, pizza reviews. Where he likes that
ultra
hard
thin,
crust,
crispy,
crunchy crust. It was like that.
Okay.
It wasn't overloaded with cheese or with toppings, but it was perfect, and it wasn't greasy. It was just pizza, and oh my gosh, like I told Heather, I was like, that's better than deep dish right there. Like that's not all bread and it doesn't stuff you up after. I ate 2 or 3 pieces, right? Because it was so big. Like each of us had, except for Heather, the other 3 of us had like 3 pieces each. But I felt less full from eating 3 of those slices than I do from one slice of like Giordano's or
It's because it's so heavy, like the amount of cheese and stuff.
Well, it's the bread. It's not necessarily the cheese and the sauce and everything. It's the bread. It's the crust, because that bread is like that thick when you're doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it was good. Let's see, Thursday we got in late, and then it took like a half hour to get our bags because they're slow at O'Hare when it comes to Delta. If we were American or United.
Dude, I hate that airport just in general. Dude, all of O'Hare can just.
I don't mind O'Hare. We fly Delta, so we don't ever have to deal with all the stuff from United and American. But we got a rental car, got to our hotel. That was, we slept in. And then Thursday we went to Harry Carey's for lunch. I had nice steak and mashed potatoes, and Heather had fettuccine alfredo. That was downtown. And then we walked from there, or we drove from there over to a parking garage and walked to the Harry Potter store that they have there.
Yep.
We wanted to get
Harry Potter experience, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's I guess experience, whatever. It's a little bit of both, right? And then we walked to a Lego store that was at the mall and got Cooper, a Lego, and
nice.
Then we went and met up with. Well, we drove up to Evanston to see the Northwestern's like temporary football field. It's right up Michigan, so that was cool. And then we had dinner with. We went back to Rosemont and had dinner with Heather's best friend and her husband at this barbecue spot. We sat outside because it was actually overcast, like it wasn't humid or anything. It was a little windy, but it was nice to sit outside. And they were going to have a big concert out there in this area, free concert, right? But we ended up going to see the new Jurassic Park movie that night after dinner. Wasn't a fan. It was just too predictable, and yeah, wasn't
Hold
a
on,
fan.
hold on. The dinosaurs attack them.
Well, and you know who's getting eaten. The certain people that are going to live through the whole thing. It's like, it's okay. But
At least, like, was it cool ways that they got eaten?
no, not really. Yeah, nothing new. Anyways, then Friday we went to Wrigley for the afternoon game against the Red Sox, and the Cubs won. That was great. And then that night, I can't remember what we did after the game. I think we just went back to the hotel and relaxed, if I remember right. No. I remember now. We from Rosemont, we ride a train to Addison Avenue, get on a bus that takes us straight to Wrigley, right? Because it's on Addison Avenue. And then we decided to get on the red line to go downtown, and that's when we went to get Giordano's. So we did that, and then we rode the blue line back to Rosemont, then back to the hotel to relax, cool off, and enjoy the rest of our night. And then Saturday, obviously, we went to the night game, sat in the bleachers, and that was fun. Man, it was so cool. Wrigley's awesome, dude. It's like people need to experience it at least once in their lifetime. It is my happy place, like I said on social media, when I was there. But it's love Wrigley Field, and it's never not packed. Even when the Cubs are bad, it's still packed. So, yeah, it was a good trip. It was a good
Well,
trip.
it's because even when the Cubs are bad, at least they're not the White Sox.
Well, that's true too. That's
You
true.
know,
There's just a
just
majesty about Wrigley Field that a lot of other ballparks don't have. I don't know what it is, but mystique, majesty, whatever you want to call it, it's just
well, I mean, I feel it the same way when I'm at Dodger Stadium.
yeah.
Like, I know it's not quite as old, but like, when I'm at Wrigley, I think, hey cowgirls, you see the grass? Don't eat it. 'Cause that's where the tryouts were filmed, was at Wrigley.
Oh, here we go.
I think John Lovitz. So
John.
that's why I can never take the Cubs seriously.
Oh dear. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh
Anyways,
man,
yeah, it was a good trip. You
good.
went to Minnesota though, and you didn't get to see any baseball because the Twins weren't in town. They
Well,
were
that
actually
and
playing
we
your
weren't
Dodgers.
actually in Minnesota.
I
Yeah,
thought you
so we
said you
flew.
were in Minnesota.
It's just easier for me to say I was in Minnesota, but we flew into Minneapolis and then drove 2.5, 3 hours south to Lake Okoboji.
It's still in Minnesota, isn't it?
It's in Iowa.
Oh, it's in Iowa. Okay.
Yep. So
Is this Iowa? Or is this what is it? Is this heaven?
no,
No,
it's
it's
Iowa.
Iowa. I've been wanting to
Yep.
watch that movie for a while now. I need to go watch it.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Ease
He's
his
too
pain.
paid.
Whose pain? I
Oh,
feel like I got to go to Boston and take Terrence Mann to a baseball game.
yeah.
Okay. Like, could you imagine if you said something like that to Heather now? Hey,
Yeah.
Heather, I gotta go to Chicago to take J.K. Rowling to a baseball game.
Oh, what a great movie. What a great movie.
Dude, I love it. I did watching it though, man. Like they did, like in my opinion, they did such a great job with it. But I'll be honest, when I logged in today and saw you, I was like, holy cow, Kyle's dressed up like one of those guys who's out in the outfield coming back to
Listen,
play.
my Ryan Sandberg jersey. I had to
Hey,
wear it.
hey, R.I.P.
Like, yeah, mad respect here, okay? Like, this is
I
my
have mad
Ryan
respect.
Sandberg jersey, and
Yeah.
you played second base for us,
Hmm.
you played second base in high school and stuff.
Shortstop,
This
but
is
yeah,
one of the greatest second basemen of all time. Let's be.
agreed.
I think
Agreed.
somebody said the numbers that he put up are like second, right behind Roberto Alomar, and Roberto Alomar played more seasons than
And
Ryan
that's
Sandberg, so that's what that had to do with it.
That's who like when I played second base growing up, that's who I modeled my game after was Roberto Alomar. But Ryan Sandberg, like just a solid fielder, decent bat, like he was right there. But then Roberto Alomar, he was the guy that would cover, like he took weird paths to balls.
he
Like he'd be in right field fielding a ball in the grass and making throws, to first
he was a
base.
little bit more flashy and more. What do I want to say? Hi, Mary. He's talking to his wife right now, and he's on mute, so I can't hear the conversation. I would love to hear the conversation, everybody. It's great. It'd be fantastic.
My wife just needs to get stuff out of our lockbox, and she can't find the key. So
That's good.
after this, that's what I'm going to be going and doing, and just trying to find.
But Roberto Alomar was more flashy than Ryan Sandberg the way he played. That's just the way it is. And he was a switch hitter, so that obviously helped it, in that regard. But I think I heard Sean Dunston talking on the radio the other day about it, and he's just like, Rhino was just quiet, came to work, did his job, wasn't all about hooping and hollering and everything else. One of the most humble guys out there, that cared about everybody else. And, he just played the game the right way. And I mean, I posted it on my Facebook, that video, where they kind of walk through Rhino's history of getting to Chicago and getting to where he was at as a Hall of Famer. And I tell you what, I teared up at the end was, when he had the Sandberg game, right? And I teared up at the end. It's like, this is one of the best. This is one of the guys that made me become a Chicago Cubs fan, or influenced my decision to become a Cubs fan. And back in the day when it was him, Sean Dunston, Mark Grace, Rick Sutcliffe, and Maddox was there too. Like
Mark Grace.
Yeah,
Or Mark Grace was a little later, right?
He was. Yeah, I think he was in like 87, 88. But either way, like all of those guys just being on the same team, and man, special. Hard to fathom, that he passed away. And it was funny, in the two games we went to at Wrigley, John Lester was there for one, and he was wearing Ryan Sandberg's jersey. And then there was somebody else that did it too. Now I can't remember who was there, but yeah, like it's cool how all these guys have like shown their love for Rhino. And yeah, it was hard to take, when I saw some of the clips I've seen this past week. So
yeah,
I'm wearing the jersey tonight, and yeah, good times.
Yeah. What else is going on, man? Summer's winding down.
It is winding down. Jeez, we got 2 weeks till kids start school. Coop starts third grade in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, we've got my oldest going to the new middle school.
Nice.
So they have a ribbon cutting, I think next Thursday, something like that.
Nice.
So that'll be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I'll be honest though, I can't wait till they get back into school, because it's tough. Like this week, Mary's gone at the office all week, and I'm here, and like I've been in back-to-back meetings the last 3 days, and I come up and it's like 4 o'clock, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the house is a mess. Kids aren't doing anything to like keep it under control, and like, okay, I'm gonna hurry and try to help tidy stuff up before. Oh wait, I gotta go to a baseball practice, or tonight I gotta I gotta go golfing, and
Yep.
like they just sit around and make messes and play video games all day, and like I'd like them not to, but what am I gonna do? Hey guys, sorry, I gotta put work meetings on hold and go yell at my kids real quick. Like I don't have that kind of time, so it's kind of frustrating. But I can't wait till they get back into school because they need it.
Yeah, we've had my niece, my 2-year-old niece, for couple weeks now since we got back from Chicago. We had her before we went to, since my mom had some surgery and her and my dad went out of town before the surgery. So we have her till next Sunday, the 10th. My mom was going to take her back because she's feeling better. And so that's been fun. Her and Coop have played together, and we haven't been able to do a lot because we have her.
Mhm.
So but they played outside, and they play together during the day, and Coop gets frustrated with her sometimes because she's two, she doesn't know better, and she just wants to play, and he doesn't want her to play with certain things, and so
Yep.
it's been an interesting balancing point. But yeah, it's it'll be good for him to be back in school, with the kids at school and his friends, and um, Heather and I get a break from kiddos for a few hours a day, and because I know she needs it, I need it, and yeah, I mean, it'll be nice. So, yeah, good times.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
times.
I love that dynamic. So we've got it with our kids. It's like it's not one kid, it's the other. Like not wanting they're touching my stuff. Oh, I want what they got. And
Kids are funny that way.
yeah, they
They're
are because it's like they'll sit there and get pissed off that like somebody's touching their stuff, but then they'll go touch other people's stuff and not give two craps about it. And then they then their sibling gets mad, and it's like, well, what'd you expect? Like you sit there and get pissed off at them all the time for touching your stuff or making a mess or this or that, but then you go do the same thing like and expect me not to get mad at you? Like,
Yep,
come on now.
yep.
Um,
Love
yeah,
kids. Love kids. So, yeah, good times. We're gonna be back regularly. We're gonna get back in this mode and the workout mode and so forth.
yeah.
Because yeah, we got to get back in the regularity. So stick with us. We appreciate you tuning in. I think you've noticed me drinking this body armor. I don't know if it's gonna. Yeah, there it is.
There you
This
go.
water? Is that right?
Yeah, body armor by yeah,
This
the
electrolyte
electrolytes.
sport water.
Hmm.
It is fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. And disclaimer: I'm gonna just put in a little snippet here of an ad that if you purchase this in the link in our description, we obviously get a commission off of it. But get this, like this is good. This is energy. I've been drinking a lot of this. I think this is like I bought a 12 pack of the 1 liters
Yeah,
this week and I think I've drank like 4 or 5 of them already. So uh,
nice.
fantastic. But anyways, just wanted to throw that snippet in there. John, any last words for this episode? What do we say? Episode 5 of season 3. Yeah, we need
Episode
to
5, season 3, man.
go.
Yeah, no, I think we need to start instituting that into our regular routine. Is every episode we have some product, something like we're passionate about. We'll add links and stuff. If hopefully we get enough traction and stuff where companies start giving us discount codes and stuff like that. Maybe like SeatGeek, if you ever hear this, let us know. We'd love to throw it out there.
Oh, we could always look
Um,
at that. Yeah, that's a
but
yeah. We will get that set up for sure.
Yeah, but definitely some fun stuff coming ahead. In a month from now, um, many people out there will be drafting their fantasy football teams. We got college football starting back up, and all the craziness that is that. Again, school starting back up, fall sports. Dude, it's a fun time. It's a fun time. Summer's great because we get to get a little break from things. Have some family vacations and whatnot, but fall's a fun time of the year because you get playoff baseball, football starts back up, hockey starts back up. I
Yep.
got to get with you, Kyle, to see if there's any games you want to go to because we've got our season ticket scheduled thing all set up. But
Nice.
hey, I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Awesome.
It'll be fun. So
Awesome. Good times. Speaking of which, if you like my Cubs hat, it's their old school. Obviously, it's their like new. I think they wear these on Friday. These like baby blue uniforms with this logo. It's awesome. I'll put a link to the hat in our description too. So go purchase a Cubs hat if you're a Cubs fan. Listen to this. Anyways,
or if you want a better one, go buy a Dodger hat, or
we can throw a description, a link to the Dodger hat too. So
yeah.
We'll do that. Because he's a Dodger fan, I'll give it to him. But
did you see the Red Sox hat the other day? It looked just like the UCLA Bruins hat.
Oh, did it? I didn't see it.
Yeah, I mean it's the same B that they have, but Bruins colors to go with their City Connects.
Interesting.
It was interesting looking.
Take a look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this with your friends, and we'll see you on the next episode of the No Sauce Podcast with Kyle and John.